We are live with our guy, David Scott Peters. Once again, DSP, how is Arizona today?
That's pretty good. I got a row in for a 5 o'clock this morning in my single. It was a good day. Whenever you start your day that way, it's a good day.
Can't be a bad day. So we're 7 days away. We're 1 week
Kind of crazy.
Away from the event in Las Vegas. So this time next week, you'll be spitting fire and helping restaurant owners get freedom from their restaurant and the financial freedom they deserve. But before we talk about the event, let's bring in a guest who is a client of the world of David Scott Peters, a multi-location restaurant owner who knows all about this event. Is he there? Mark, can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. So, Mark, tell us, you're talking to restaurant owners, and they're on the fence about coming to the event next Wednesday and Thursday in Las Vegas. What would you say to them about why they need to come and what they're going to get out of it?
Well, first off, if you're on the fence about going, you need to just throw that other leg over and jump on over to Vegas and go. Because, like I've said this a million times, like I've been in this business over 30 years. I've known David for 15, 20 years. And every time I go to his event, I feel like I'm just now getting in the restaurant business. Looking at all the resources that are out there, on the internet, there's a bunch of guys that do a bunch of different stuff. There's a bunch of things you can learn. But for some reason, when you go to David's meetings, he knows how to package it all together. He knows how to make it make sense. Sometimes things are new. He'll bring in new ideas for a lot of restaurateurs. And trust me, as long as I've been in the business and as many restaurateurs that I talk to, you'd be shocked on how many restaurateurs don't do simple things like budgets or even take inventory or even make schedules, And so there's some guys that are so far behind. And so for those of you that are like that, you're going to learn so much, it's going to blow your mind. But then on the flip side, there's guys like me that have been in the business for a long time. And it's good to go to these meetings because David will say something and you sit there and you just kind of nod your head like, God dang it, you're right. I need to do that. I know I should be doing it, but I'm not doing it. And I need to make it a point to jump on and just jump in and make it happen. And that's what the most exciting thing is about David's meetings.
So scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the event based on people having to be there?
50. Yeah, you can't even do it on a scale of 1 to 10. That thing, I mean, it'll transform what you think as being a restaurateur to really running a business and not just running it profitably and giving yourself freedom to where you're not a slave to the business. I mean, that's the most important part. No one wants to wake up every day and work from morning till night. You want to be able to put systems in place and work smart so that you can spend time with your family, go on vacations and have some leisure time for yourself. And when you go to David's meeting, that's what you learn. You learn how to run your business properly, and you learn how to take some time off because your systems will be in place and running, and your restaurant will be running awesome. So I recommend going 100%.
And last question for you before we let you go, bringing somebody. How important is it to bring some of your team that are running the restaurant every day?
I can't stress to you how important it is. I was trying to count how many people I have brought. I'm bringing 2 next week to this meeting. I think I've already brought 6. So this will be my 7th and 8th manager that we've brought from the 3 concepts that we have. It just makes it so much easier rather than you go and you learn all this information and you have to come back and teach it all. You bring not just 1 team member, 2, 3, how many ever you want, so that when they come back, they have heard the preach. They've heard it all. And so it makes it so much easier to implement all the ideas that you have that you learn at this event. You're more of a team and you can get things done a lot faster than you having to come back and teach it all yourself.
I love it. Mark, that's all we need. You can go on running those 3 restaurants, doing the badass stuff you do, and we'll see you in Vegas next week.
Awesome. See you in Vegas.
Thanks, brother.
All right.
Week.
So DSP, in the next 10 minutes, let's go to 3:15. 10 minutes, let's rapid fire why the hell they should be at the event. So number 1, I want to just cover, it is in Vegas. It is, let me look at my calendar here, make sure I have my dates exactly right. The event is actually next Wednesday and Thursday, the 15th and 16th. You can go to davidscottpeters.com, and I'll put a little banner on here with the website and get a ticket. The ticket is $1,000, and that allows for 2 people, right?
Yeah, that's you and a guest, and any additional guest after that is $500 per person.
Okay. So how important, first off, is it to bring somebody? Because Mark talked about he's brought managers. I know me, when I go to business events and I know I'm going to probably get to-do lists, I like to bring Doug, my COO, Ashley, one of my directors, different people in the company, because I want them to hear it from the horse's mouth and have the same energy and excitement I have about that versus me coming back and giving them a bunch of shit they have no clue what it is.
Well, I price it to discourage you to come alone. It's $1,000. You want to come alone? It's $1,000. And people ask me, well, is there a discount? I'm coming alone. No, because I don't want you to come home alone. Or come there alone. I want you to go home with a partner. Somebody who's going to be so revved up and excited with you that they'll actually put this shit into place to help you make change in your business. I can't tell you enough that any owner that comes by themselves, and you're more than welcome to come to the workshop, the seminar by yourself, and I welcome you. It's going to be $1,000. I'm going to tell you up front, if you don't get 10 times return on your investment or more, you didn't do the work. Yeah. With that said, you bring somebody with you, like your life will change because there's somebody who gets it. You're not coming home like on crack. Oh, I saw this guy, David Scott Peters. We're going to do this and this and this. And everybody's like, freaking no way. We're different. Our restaurant, no. And you go, oh, I tried, David. I really tried, which is bullshit. You know, the fact of the matter is you need an ally and you got to bring somebody. I'm telling you. And if you can bring multiple people, all the better.
Yeah, I can't think of his name, but this past year, a little short white dude won the NBA dunk contest. And it was insane to watch. He's like 6'1". And I remember telling my team the week after it happened, I pulled up for like 16 of my team. I showed a picture of this guy. I said, if I told you this guy won the dunk contest last week, who would think I was on drugs? Like everybody, like, that guy didn't win the dunk contest. I showed them the videos of him winning the dunk contest and doing shit that you wouldn't think a 6'1" dude would do. Better yet, a white dude going against all these other guys. It is what it is. And I said, I showed you, they believed it. It's the same thing here, that bringing a manager with you to this event, they're going to see and hear it firsthand. They're going to see the spreadsheets. They're going to see the projections. They're going to feel the vision and the energy, and they got to have that.
Well, let me be very clear. Mark, who we just met with, I mean, he's a 30-plus year veteran of the industry. He's got pedigree from Houston's. I mean, he is one of my top members, yet he brings somebody. Why? Because you're never an expert in your own backyard. He could tell his team the same thing I do. He's a parent. I say it, I'm brilliant for one reason only. I'm not him. Yeah. So it doesn't matter where they get the information and how they buy in. The key is that they buy in. And that's how change happens.
Okay, so I got the book here, The Restaurant Prosperity Formula. Your tagline is what?
Restaurant prosperity is freedom for your restaurant, the financial freedom you deserve. And when we can focus on you having a life, then that means you have managers in place who know what their job is, how to do it, how well it should be done, more importantly, by when, and you're making the money you deserve. So when we can get you from being a prisoner in your business, the only person who's brilliant in your business, to being the leader your restaurant needs, you have time off, time with family. You have time for things that you want to do outside the restaurant. You're a better leader because you're not stressed out all the time. And your management team, yes, there'll be a management team, can handle things without you there.
Okay, so let's talk about that freedom from the restaurant. Avery, 2 years ago, I go to his restaurant, 7 p.m. on a Friday night. I didn't know Avery yet. He was a client of our company. I was in town. It's a busy pizza. I mean, it's slammed pizza restaurant, 7 p.m. on a May and a Friday night. He sits down and has dinner with me and my wife for 45 minutes. And he goes, oh, by the way, thank you. I said, like what? He goes, you're responsible for this kind of, because when we became a client, you sent this book because I feel strongly about what you teach and preach and everything you do. And he's like, I read the book. I went down the YouTube funnel, watching all of David's videos. And then I joined his program. And here I am on a Friday night, not in the kitchen, because I'm only on the schedule 4 hours next week. That's the freedom you're talking about, right?
Yeah. I could tell you, when I met Avery first, he was still doing delivery driving. He was working the pizza ovens Friday, Saturday night, because nobody else in the world could possibly do so. He was a prisoner trying to take over his family business and make it better and grow it. And he was doing phenomenally. I mean, this dude is a rock star when it comes to an entrepreneur. But the fact of the matter is he could never leave. He would work a 12-hour day, then go work 4 to 6 hours at home on payroll and all the different things that marketing and all the different things that needed to get done. Dude wouldn't get any sleep, didn't have any time. Now, as you and I both know, he built a new location, moved from this small mom and pop into this beautiful location, doubled slash tripled his size, quadrupled his sales, shows up to his restaurant 4 hours a week. It doesn't mean he's not working on his business. He works on his business as he wants. But as we just saw him in Vegas, he was on his way. We saw him at Pizza Expo. Then he was on his way to visit your boy, the marketing guy in California.
Sean Walchef from San Diego.
Yeah, and then he was on a cruise with his girlfriend, and then he went somewhere else, and then came home. It was like a month later.
Yeah. So he's gotten freedom from the restaurant, and then you mentioned in there something that goes to the second part of it, the financial aspect. Yeah. He was able to quadruple, if not more than that, his sales over the past couple of years, and build a brand new location, move into it. He's actually currently taking the old location, making it into a little coffee house.
Yep.
That's what happens when you change how you run your business. And we had Chris Schonenberger on, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but I think it was last week, but he was talking about he took his prime cost from from like 80% to like 50% after getting involved in your systems and understanding how to price things, how to portion things, how to control theft, how to build a menu correctly. Talk about that a little.
Yeah. So most people, when I first meet them, we talk about the concept prime cost. That's total cost of goods sold plus total labor costs, including taxes, benefits, insurance. Okay. Well, the old number was 65%. And if you're a quick serve restaurant, they'd be looking at 60%. Well, with today's economy and things that have gone on in the last couple of decades, from COVID to 9/11 to you name it, our food price has gone through the roof. Our minimum wage has gone through the roof. Hell, I can remember when we were worried about a $15 minimum wage. Now we're way past that. I wish I could touch a cook for less than $18, right? It's laughable, but we're still operating. And the truth of the matter is, as those costs have gone up, we've learned to achieve a 55% or lower prime cost. And how did Chris do that? And he's barbecue, high cost protein, without gouging the guests, without going against your core values of buying shitty product, giving shitty service, or those things. It's with budgets. It's with recipe costing cards and menu engineering. It's putting systems in place to make sure the portion controls are the same every single time. And the list goes on and on and on. There's a system, a process, a way to operating your business that allows you to not only have that freedom, but ensures you make money. Because the last time I checked, nobody opened their restaurant to be a charity on purpose. The truth of the matter is, I've met two of them. They were at my seminars and I've worked with them. They're called churches. That's the only person who's done that on purpose. Yep. So when you put these systems in place, man, it changes your world. But I'm not going to tell you it's easy. I suck. I create work.
Yep.
You've got to do the work. But if you do the work and you change your company culture, dear Lord, your life changes. And let me put it in perspective. If you're listening to us right now, watching us right now, and you don't take inventory on a monthly basis, preferably on a weekly basis, you don't track your labor on a daily basis, you don't operate off budgets, I can almost guarantee you're operating on a 78% prime cost or higher. And if I want you at 55 or lower, if you do $850,000 a year in gross sales or more, 55 or lower, that's 23 points on the table. If you're $1 million business, that's $230,000 on the same gosh darn sales you're doing right now. And then there's the 1-2 punch. Fix your damn operation and then work with you at America's Best Restaurant and start to skyrocket your sales. Your profitability goes through the roof. You know, that old adage that says volumes cure all ills. Well, you're going to kill yourself if you bring in volumes near a shitty operator. You're a great operator. Oh my Lord. It'd be like minting money.
Yeah. So the easy part of this whole equation is a ticket's $1,000, airfare and hotel, $1,000. So as a restaurant owner, you put $2,000 into investing in yourself to get you freedom from day to day and financial prosperity. Do you think there is any way in hell somebody leaves there without $10,000 worth of savings if they don't do anything except one or two little items?
You know, it's hard to qualify where they are. If they're a $350,000 pizza place, yeah. If you're a $1 million, $2 million restaurant, it's 10 times.
Yeah. So if we're
talking hundreds of thousands of dollars difference.
So if you're a $500,000 restaurant, you're going to leave there with the knowledge. And I can go ahead and tell you that. I've been to it, I don't even know, 5 or 6 times, I think now. I'm not a restaurant owner, and I'm blown away by what I see.
And you'll be in a position to get yourself to that 850 mark, right? Between the operational side and putting supervisors in and getting some freedom to work on the bigger issues to become the leader you need, and then start working with you on marketing. And all of a sudden at 850 or higher, you have a full management team in place. And my goal for you is a 15 to 20% profit margin. But we need some volumes. So this does work for the $350,000 to $500,000 pizza place / sandwich shop. And it works well for the 10 unit, $10 million freaking per location operator. It's the same stuff. It's just easier when you've got volumes because you can afford managers right away. In the beginning, you may have to do a little more work yourself.
Okay. So there it is. 15 minutes. We just told you about an event you have to be at Las Vegas next Wednesday and Thursday. Get in a plane, get on a train, get on a car, get to Vegas. DSP will over deliver 100 times more than you believe. You will leave there with oh shit moments. And I'll give you the oh shit moment I had. I was there 2 sessions ago. Guy walks up to me, we start talking, and he apparently used to come to your stuff years ago, got away from it. And I said, I just got a dumb question because this seems logical to me. You have recipe costing cards, right? He's talking about recipes. You're making this product. You're putting it on somebody's table. And he goes, Matt, I'm embarrassed to say we don't anymore. We did 10 years ago. We got away from it. COVID got here. We got busy. We got away from everything. I turned around and I'm like, oh my gosh. He goes, while I'm sitting here watching this event, I figured I could probably change a couple things in like 8 to 10 points like that. And I'm like, what do you do in sales? He's like, we do $1 million. And I'm doing the math of like 8% of 1 million. Oh shit. So your $1,000 ticket just kind of paid for itself. And he's like, oh yeah. So restaurant owners, davidscottpeters.com, go there, live event, DSP closing. Anything you want to say?
I hope I see you there. I just made the decision to move us back downstairs to open up a few more seats for everybody. I know it's 1 week away. But hey, you're a restaurant person, which means you make last minute decisions.
Yep.
So get registered. Do me a favor, get registered by Friday so I can send your name off and get a nice, beautiful name badge made for you right away. Because in a week, you could be on a path to change your life. And that is not an over exaggeration. I'm telling you, I've been doing this for 21 years. Nobody does what I do. I present the most boring information, more real world, exciting, entertaining than anybody else. I will get you excited about making change in your business. Better yet, I'm going to give you the freaking tools to go home and do it.
Yep. And this isn't really a huge deal, but maybe it's some icing on the cake. I will be on stage twice, one each day, but I'm going to give away on each day $250 cash. So maybe that lightens the load a little if you're stressing about the money part. But I'll tell you, spend the damn money. The best thing Matt Plapp ever did for me and my company in 2016 was start investing and going to masterminds like this to hear from experts like this. And it's not a coincidence. My company back in 2016 was me and 2 employees. We're 62 today. It's because I invested in my education. I invested in people like David Scott Peters. And I also invested in systems like David Scott Peters has for my company to allow us to scale, but scale profitably. DSP, I will see you next week.
Fantastic. Thank you, my friend. Peace.
davidscottpeters.com. Go there. See ya.
See ya.